Hi, my name is Greg Christian, and this is a video about scratch cooking, which is almost silly to talk about scratch cooking when I want to be cooking with all of you. Unfortunately, I won't be able to come to all of your schools and cook with you, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it and give you some coaching. So the first, most important part about scratch cooking is building production schedules. So you schedule the whole team every day, all day, what they're going to be doing every 15 minutes or a half hour. And what then you do is you force people gently to all work together at least an hour a day on one cooking project. So everybody cuts carrots and onions. Everybody cuts the chicken for handmade chicken tenders. Everybody hand breads the chicken tenders. So it's raw chicken that you cut up the day before into, flour, egg, breadcrumb. And when you put 5 to 10 people together, this is done for your school in like a half hour, 45 minutes. So we're not used to working this way. We're used to everyone has their own job. And everyone operates on tribal knowledge. Almost nothing's written down, and everybody just kind of knows what to do today. But I assert you need no more labor in your kitchen to scratch cook. And if that's the case, which it is everywhere I go work, then people have to learn how to work together as a team. I assert that teamwork, for the most part, is not happening in your kitchen. And this is a strange thing to assert because you have a bunch of cooks dressed like cooks that talk like cooks. They're in a kitchen full of equipment that you cook in, and there's food in the kitchen. And then the first lunch period starts and the food is ready. So most people would say that's a team. But mostly it's processed food. So the canned fruit person doesn't have to work with anybody else. And the person that freezes, that steams the frozen broccoli florets does what they do. And the person that puts the chicken tenders from the freezer onto a sheet pan, they do what they do. And this is not a smooth running team like an awesome football team or soccer team or even office team. Everyone's working in silos in these kitchens. So to de-silo the kitchens, you need these production schedules. And also, I like to acknowledge to the team gently that you do not work from one mind and one heart. So a lot of cooks don't like that because they're like, we're a team. We serve the food on time. And they are not the Michael Jordan basketball team back in the day at all. So how we do this, how we create teamwork, first is we acknowledge there isn't teamwork gently. They usually see it if it's delivered gentle enough. And then you circle up an hour or two a day and all work together on whatever it is. And that's the fastest way to build teamwork. There's another important piece, which I call just-in-time cooking. So right now in most schools that I go into, all the food's in the warmer by 9 o'clock and it's served the rest of the day. And by the end of the day, it's dead food. So you have to make yourself cook it in batches. It's going to lead to you're going to have to rush a little more to clean the kitchen. I mean, most of the schools I go into, by 10 o'clock, the kitchen's spotless. All the food is in the warmer, and there's nothing to do except serve food and go home. And that's not how a scratch kitchen looks. The other important piece is to be working with scales in front of you. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the next video, but you want to make just the amount of food you need. If you need 500 hand-patted local grass-fed beef burgers, why would you make 550? I was just in a school system recently where they needed 500 meals a day. They made 75 to 80 extra lunches every day. Every school I go to, there's overproduction. I hope that's not true at your school. But why not make just the amount of food that you need to make? Now, you need to put a line in the sand and commit to that. But that leftover food creates wasting your time and wasting your money. The last thing about scratch cooking is, like, I've been cooking 36 years and people say, oh, that's good. And a lot of chefs will say, oh, well, it's the ingredients. That's what makes it good. I say I made that 1,000 times. That's the only reason it's good. So this takes practice. And what happens when we hit a little pain in trying to cook from scratch, we want to pivot to the old way. And I say persevere through the pain, and you'll get to the other side over time. So just be careful about pivoting too quickly. Practice, practice, practice. After you've done it 5 times and it's still like totally painful and the kids don't eat it and everyone's mad at each other, then stop making the thing. But you have to persevere and acknowledge, I am not an expert at scratch cooking today, but I'm going to get there.